While they work on that, let's bring in criminal defense attorney Colleen Kelley. Colleen, thanks so much for being with us. The notes that we're getting from inside of this courtroom is that while the alleged victim is testifying at this point, her face is flushed. She's wiping away tears with a tissue. She's a pretty sympathetic witness, I would think. But what do you think about how the defense attorney is handling this witness, his tone and the way he is asking the questions?
Well, he's doing his job, and he's doing his job in that he always is going to have to question a witness's memory and their credibility. So to that effect, he's challenging statements that she's making in court and how they differ from things that she said before, things that she left out, but she is coming across as very credible. And I also think that he might be stepping over a line that perhaps I wouldn't cross. He's almost trying to shame her. He's pointing out that she went home with this other man or to the hotel and that she was having sex with him and didn't even know his name. And I think, frankly, that's crossing a line that might make the jury not really appreciate it, especially if we have any female jurors on there, and particularly younger female jurors.
We do have several female jurors in this panel. The notes that we're getting is that there are some who are taking notes, some that are not. One seemed to be a bit, according to our producer that's in there, from their vantage point, annoyed with the way the defense is doing the questioning, tightening their jaw, taking notes, but continuing to listen to all of this testimony. And I'm glad you mentioned victim shaming or victim blaming. There is a line when it comes to these cases. What other things do you think the defense has to be careful of getting in the bounds of? He's already spent a lot of time talking about intoxication and her blood alcohol level at the time that she made it to the hospital.
I can see the jury getting annoyed with his questioning. I myself am getting a bit annoyed. He's asking a lot about her intoxication level, and I think she's really giving good answers. She clearly is not going to admit that she was so intoxicated that she cannot remember. And I think her answers are appropriate in that, what do you mean by sober? I wasn't perfectly sober. What do you mean by intoxicated? I was aware of my surroundings. So every time he's asking these questions, and he's asking similar questions, and she's giving an appropriate answer, I think he really is pushing it further into the area of annoying the jury. I think everyone on the jury, or most people on a jury, understand how alcohol affects our behavior, how it affects our judgment, how it affects our memory, and they have an idea of how many drinks she did have. So I think he's just belaboring the point.
Yeah, this cross-examination is going to continue. Colleen, stand by. What's coming next is the defense attorney is going to ask this witness whether she lost track of how many drinks she had. Plus, Matt Johnson is going to join us live with a preview of our next live trial here for defendant Dustin Duran, and it starts on Monday. We'll get you prepared for that. Stay with us.
Behind every race car driver is a passion for staying ahead. Competing in the Scripps National Spelling Bee gave me an edge by teaching me to view every challenge as a learning opportunity. Just like in racing, no matter where you place in the bee, you can push yourself and discover what you're really made of.
Empower your students to dream big, just like NASCAR driver and Tableau TV ambassador Ryan Ellis. Put them on the fast track to success and sign up for the Scripps National Spelling Bee today.
Covering the White House, you are in the center of where everything is happening in our government. There are really important issues happening in our country right now. People have questions about where the economy is headed, immigration policies, how the U.S. is handling global conflicts. My job is to bring meaningful answers and ask critical questions that impact everyday lives for our viewers. Haley Bull, Scripps News.
For live reports, breaking news, and headlines from across the country, stream Scripps News.
These are the cases that captivated the world.
Couldn't keep my life straight.
They were killed by their own children.
That challenged the legal system and ourselves. Court TV, legendary trials.
You got us banned from being room parents? I have never been more in love with you.
Who wants to go nuts for donuts?
Show them your folding trick.
I'm not in the mood for your sheet right now.
coming back for more.
At Denver 7 News, we're committed to covering our community.
This has been such an important topic for so many.
Always listening.
Somebody listening. That's the big thing.
Finding solutions.
It sure changed everything.
Thank you so much.
Making sure your voice is heard.
Let's find out what brings us together versus what pulls us apart.
Because we know local news should do more than just inform. It should connect.
I'm going to ask you a lot of intensely personal questions.
How do you explain it? The worst crime anyone can imagine.
Do you feel like you took the fall for this murder?
Tell me in your own words, what happened?
Let's get started.
Interview with a Killer. New season premieres Saturday, October 25th. Only on Court TV.
Are you ready?
Game on.
The time is now. She's on fire. You've seen the rest now. You want the best.
Let's go. It's just huge for women's sports.
We gon' keep on winning. Keep winning. Come on. It is on tonight. Are you ready for more? You hear us knocking at the door. Man on the line all day.
There's no turning back.
'Cause I'm ready for the win. Electric.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes!
Make a plan today.
Welcome back to Court TV Live. We will get you back inside of the courtroom for that case against Terrence Crosby in just a moment, but we do want to get you an update on our newest live trial. It's set to begin next week, called the Amber Alert murder trial. The defendant here is Dustin Duran. He's accused in the 2024 shooting death of his girlfriend, Caitlin, and then he's accused of also running off with their 2 children, and that's what triggered the Amber Alert. Let's bring in Court TV crime and justice correspondent Matt Johnson, who is here in studio with us to tell us about this case. When we have Amber Alerts, Matt, we always hope that someone is found when they come up on our phone, that there's information that helps lead to children being recovered. But tell us about this case.
Yeah, absolutely making headlines. And it was very chilling for people in New Hampshire and also just the Boston area. This is a tragic case about a mother being executed in an apartment building, followed by a dramatic manhunt for her accused killer. Prosecutors say 38-year-old Dustin Duran shot and killed his girlfriend, Caitlin Nafziger, at their apartment in New Hampshire on February 29, 2024. The next morning, police issued this Amber Alert for Duran and his 2 young daughters that he shared with the victim. They were just 1 and 4 at the time. He was later arrested after everyday citizens paid attention. They spotted his car and called police. Local station WMUR interviewed them. Listen to this.
We just turned around and I told her to call 911.
I told the 911 operator, I said, I think he sees us. And it was a little scary at that time. You know, we did it as mothers, you know, as a parent and a grandmother and stuff. You know, that's what Amber Alerts are for, you know, to help. And we did it for the children.
Now, his defense is going to claim that he shot Caitlin in self-defense to protect those kids because he says that he thought that she was about to kidnap them. So it's a bizarre case, and that's what we can expect in those opening statements.
And I wonder what we're going to hear from the defense to try and back up this claim. Right. What more do we know about Caitlin?
Right, so the victim, she was Caitlin, she was a twin, she was from Minneapolis, close to her family, and just 31 years old at the time. Her family posting this online. Take a look. Caitlin was small but mighty, quiet but fierce, and was as brave as they come. She had so many nicknames, including Chai and Goose, to name a couple. Her loved ones would like her to be remembered by her spirit. The spirit of Chai is a whimsical wanderer, along for the ride, up for the adventure, and she was a multi-talented powerhouse. The spirit of Chai and joy lives on in her two beautiful girls. Again, on Monday, this trial kicks off for Dustin Duran. It's expected to start with those opening statements. He faces up to life behind bars if convicted. He's facing multiple charges: first-degree murder, second-degree murder, endangerment of children, fleeing from police. So this is going to be one to watch.
Matt Johnson, thanks so much for monitoring that for us. We'll have that for our viewers on Monday. For now, let's head back to Massachusetts. We are watching together the Irish firefighter rape trial for Terrence Crosby. He's accused in the rape of a woman who was in a hotel room with his friend. She says she did not consent to waking up and finding him on top of her. She is under cross-examination right now by the defense. We're not showing her face or using her name, but she is being asked about the drink she had at the bar when she met her friend.
I'd asked you if you had lost track of how many drinks you had. You answered no, and then I asked you, is it fair to, if you had testified differently in a prior proceeding? Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Okay. Now, in that recorded interview, you also told the detective that you thought you had left the Black Rose at approximately 11 p.m., right?
Approximately, yes.
Okay. And in watching the video yesterday, it's clear that that was actually after 11:30, right?
Yes, approximately.
Well, the video actually shows that it's after 11:30. You would agree, right?
Right, but when I said approximately 11, it was because around 11.
Okay. You described Mr. O'Brien for the detective, but again didn't know his name, right?
Correct.
You told the detective you didn't exchange contact info or social media, right?
Right, we did not.
And
but I didn't expect to be leaving at 2:18 in the morning.
And in this recorded interview, you went on to tell the detective that during your encounter with Mr. O'Brien, you wore a condom, correct?
I don't know.
And again, that's a recorded interview, right?
I believe that, yes, they were recorded.
And your testimony today is different, right? Today you told the jury that he did not wear a condom.
That's correct.
And in a previous proceeding, you testified that you were unsure, correct?
Yes.
You told the detective that the person who allegedly assaulted you did not wear a condom, right?
At what time?
During that first recorded interview at the hospital.
I don't. I believe so.
Okay. You had also described that person as also being Irish with a similar height but not balding, right?
Yes.
And you said the man who allegedly assaulted you was completely naked, right?
At which?
During that first recorded interview. And today, right?
He was.
Okay. And then that first interview concluded, right?
I believe so.
Okay. So the next day was March 16th of 2024, right?
Yes.
And you went to Boston Police Department A1 for a further interview, right?
I did.
And this time you met with Detective McDonough and Detective Byron, right?
Yes.
Okay. You again denied seeing anyone in the room when you and the man you would later come to know as Mr. O'Brien arrived back at that hotel room, right?
Yes.
You seem pretty sure about that, right?
Yes.
Denied it multiple times at this point, right?
I have.
Okay. The detective, again, this was another recorded interview, right?
I believe all of them were recorded.
Okay. So the detective even asked more than once, clarifying that you knew no one was in the bathroom, right?
Yes.
Okay. You said no one else was there, correct?
Yes.
You were shown the video from the Black Rose, right? By the detectives?
Which video? Sorry, which video?
You were shown video of the Black Rose by the detectives, is that right?
Yeah, at one of our interviews, yes.
Okay. And so you identified yourself and Mr. O'Brien in the video, correct?
I did, yes.
And at that time, You didn't recognize anyone else from the video, correct?
I recognized groups of people, but not anyone specific.
Okay.
No one stood out to me.
And you told the detective you weren't sure you could ID the person that you allege assaulted you, right?
That's correct.
Today you told this jury that you were looking at his face, right?
I had seen his face, but I was not trying to look at his face. I was just trying to get out of the hotel room and out from under him. Okay.
So you've now had, to this point, 2 interviews with the police, right?
At which point? I'm sorry.
Between the morning of the 15th and the 16th?
Yes.
Okay. In neither of those interviews did you say anything about the bathroom light being on, right?
I don't believe I was asked about the bathroom light.
Okay. And you still haven't told the officers to this point in either of those 2 recorded interviews about you being in the other bed away from where Mr. O'Brien was sleeping, right?
Again, I don't believe I was asked about those details.
And in those 2 recorded interviews, or at least one of the 2, you had said the person who allegedly assaulted you was close to your height, right?
About my height, yes.
Okay.
But as I said yesterday, I'm not the best at height.
And that's the first time that you had mentioned you're not the best at height, right? It was yesterday?
Yes.
Okay. And you've testified in prior proceedings and never mentioned that before, right?
Because I wanted to clarify.
Okay. Regardless, you didn't tell the detectives that the person who assaulted you was 4 to 5 inches taller than you, though, right?
No, but I told them he was taller than Liam and not bald.
Well, you said about the same height as you, correct?
Approximations, yes.
Okay. You said he was completely naked but hadn't mentioned any scars, tattoos, or birthmarks, right?
I was absolutely not looking for any of those things.
But he was fully naked, correct?
I wasn't examining his body. Yes, he was naked, but I wasn't looking for any of those things. I just wanted to get out of that room.
You weren't asked in those interviews and didn't talk about where you were earlier in the day or night before the Black Rose, right?
I don't believe I was asked, so if I wasn't asked, I don't.
Okay. And similarly, you weren't asked and didn't talk about how much you'd had to drink at those prior locations either, right?
If I didn't talk about those, I wouldn't have said that, yes.
Okay. And the detectives hadn't asked how much you'd had to drink in total over the course of the day, right?
I don't know if that was one of the questions.
Okay. Again, you didn't tell the detectives about what you had eaten prior in the day either, right?
I don't believe so at that time.
Okay. And when the police showed you the video at the Black Rose, did they show you leaving at 11:34 and not 11 as you had guessed?
I said approximately 11, but yes, it says 11:34.
Did they show you shaking Mr. Crosby's hand?
Yes.
Did they show you hugging Mr. Crosby before he left?
Before he moved away from the table, yes.
Objection. Well, there's no question now. Next question.
But you didn't remember any of that prior to seeing the video, correct?
I don't remember the shaking and the hugging.
Right.
I remember shaking hands and hugging a lot of people, but as I said, this person was irrelevant to me at that time.
Is it fair to say you were pretty intoxicated while you were at the Black Rose?
No.
The defense there getting the alleged victim to confirm that she met this firefighter who's on trial prior to the incident, that she shook his hand and hugged him. And it was the video evidence that proved that. She didn't initially share that with police, but she now is saying on the stand that she didn't remember him. He didn't stand out to her at all. What is going to happen next in this cross-examination? We'll see on the other side of this break. Stay with us.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, Family Matters star Darius McCrary makes a bizarre court appearance facing felony charges. We'll dive deeper as our experts weigh in.
Closing Arguments tonight at 8/7 Central, only on Court TV.
Donna Edelson wasn't a regular mother.
She's the matriarch mastermind.
She's just being a parent, not a killer.
Victim to Verdict with Ted Rollins. Season finale, Saturday night at 8 Eastern and Pacific.
Only on Court TV.
Scripps News is streaming for free on all your favorite streaming services. Once you get the app, get free access to breaking news, live events, and the award-winning journalism you expect from Scripps News. Start streaming Scripps News today.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
Let's go.
you'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza. Yes!
Make a plan today.
Are you ready?
Game on.
The time is now. She's on fire. You've seen the rest now. You want the best.
Let's go! It's just huge for women's sports.
We gon' keep on winning. Keep winning. Come on. It is on tonight. Are you ready for more? Hear us knocking at the door. Lay it on the line all day.
There's no turning back.
Cause I'm ready for the win. Electric.
It's on ION, wherever you watch.
Through Spelling Bees, kids do more than just memorize words. We develop values like sportsmanship, resilience, and the joy of learning.
That is correct.
The BS taught me hard work and dedication.
Spelling Bees aren't about winning. They're about the journey and how we grow.
This experience is amazing and it's so much fun.
You can help give kids a chance to participate. If you believe in the power of words, DONATE today.
Watch live TV for free. Meet Tableau. Access over 90 free channels, including popular shows, news, and live sports. Plus, you can record, pause, and replay. Always 0 monthly fees or contracts. Order a Tableau Total System at TableauTV.com or these popular retailers.
At Denver 7 News, we're committed to covering our community.
This has been such an important topic for so many.
Always listening.
Somebody listening. That's the big thing.
Finding solutions.
It sure changed everything.
Thank you so much.
Making sure your voice is heard.
Let's find out what brings us together versus what pulls us apart.
Because we know local news should do more than just inform. It should connect.
Remember the 1970s? The radio had a dial. Changing the channel on the TV was a job. A lot has changed. But one thing has not changed: Washington's regulations on local stations. Regulations that make it tough for local TV and radio stations to compete with global big tech platforms. If you want to keep local news and live sports on TV and radio, we need updated regulations. Tell Washington to modernize the rules to help local stations compete. This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Will a second jury be able to reach a decision? We are watching together day 2 in the Irish firefighter rape trial in Boston, Massachusetts. The defendant, Terrence Crosby, he is standing trial for the second time on charges that he raped a woman in a Boston hotel. The first jury ended in a hung jury case. The firefighter from Dublin, Ireland, he was in Boston to march in the St. Patrick's Day parade when the alleged attack took place. The accuser has taken the stand and shared disturbing allegations that she she was asleep when she woke up with him on top of her and him not stopping. He was inside of her and then pushed her up against a wall. She says that he told her that he was better than her friend, his friend rather, the friend that she did have consensual sex with. She's on the stand now under cross-examination, and she's being grilled about how much she knew about this defendant prior to this incident. Let's go back in.
When the police showed you the video at the Black Rose, did they show you leaving at 11:34 and not 11 as you had guessed?
I said approximately 11, but yes, it says 11:34.
Did they show you shaking Mr. Crosby's hand?
Yes.
Did they show you hugging Mr. Crosby before he left?
Before he moved away from the table, yes.
Well, there's no question now. Next question.
But you didn't remember any of that prior to seeing the video, correct?
Don't remember the shaking and the hugging?
Right.
I remember shaking hands and hugging a lot of people, but as I said, this person was irrelevant to me at that time.
Is it fair to say you were pretty intoxicated while you were at the Black Rose?
No.
Now, if you're leaving at 11:34 as the video shows, and we did see some evidence of your arrival today at the Omni Park House, is it fair to say that's about 20 minutes from the time you left to the time you got up to the room?
Yes.
Okay. And you don't remember seeing Mr. Crosby again 20 minutes later in his room at the Omni Park House when you arrived, correct?
No.
Okay. You told the detectives at least 2 times no one else was there, right?
Yes.
Is it fair to say you don't remember a lot of things from that night?
No.
The next time you talked to law enforcement about that night, is it an email to Detective McDonough on April 8th of that year, right?
I don't know the exact date.
Did you send an email to Detective McDonough in April of last year?
Yes.
Okay. And is that the first time you told him that when you went to pick up your clothes and went in the bathroom that your alleged assaulter tried to push his way in?
He had asked me to provide a narrative. He wasn't asking specific questions at the time, so I tried to include information.
So that was new information for Detective McDonough at that point, right?
Yes. Because that was the intention of the email.
Okay, but the email didn't include anything about the bathroom light being on before you went in that night, right?
I don't, honestly, I'm sorry, I don't remember the specific email.
Okay.
I remember sending it. I don't remember the actual contents. I haven't looked back at it since then.
Okay, I may come back to that, but for now, I'll move on. Do you recall whether you said anything about being in a different bed or under the blankets at that point?
In the email?
Yes.
As I said, I haven't reviewed that email since I sent it.
Okay. But you did testify about those details to this jury, right? So fair to say those details came later, right?
Yes.
Okay. And some point after that, you prepared to give testimony in the grand jury, right?
Yes.
And is it fair to say you had Detective McDonough's email and an invitation to give him any other information that might be helpful?
He provided me his contact information, yes.
Okay. You didn't email him again with any other details, though, right?
No.
Okay. And you appeared before the grand jury on April 23rd of last year, is that right?
I believe so, yes.
And that was about 5 weeks after the alleged assault, right?
Yes.
And prior to that, you met with ADA Murphy to prepare, right?
Yes, she explained to me what to expect at grand jury.
Okay. Did you meet with Detective McDonough again, too?
He was at our meeting.
All right, that actually is the point where they took a break inside of the courtrooms. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Colleen Kelley, who is with us. Colleen, she is having to detail this now on the defensive because she's under cross-examination. You know, we don't want victims to feel like they are not believed when they are telling the truth, but the system, it puts them really through the ringer, especially when you're hearing all the time she's had to testify.
Yes, and she clearly is having a difficult time. But obviously, from the defendant's point of view, she's not telling the truth. Now, I'm not hearing the defense attorney say that she's lying, that she's making this up, that she's falsifying this report on purpose. What he seems to be implying through his questions are that she doesn't remember things correctly. She doesn't remember because she had been drinking. And I do think it's odd, and it does point to her memory, that she did, in fact, meet the defendant at the bar, hugged him, shook his hand, and then later, when he was the person that she alleges raped her, she can't identify who it was. And I don't even mean just by name. She can't say, oh my gosh, this was the guy that I met earlier at the bar. This was the friend of the man that I went home with. So that does indicate that perhaps her memory is not perfect.
Why is there no DNA, Colleen? Why do you think? Why don't we have conclusive DNA and only inconclusive unknown male DNA?
And that's an interesting question, too. And you could see the defense attorney asking questions about that. Was this person wearing a condom or not? You said yes. You said you didn't know. Was the other person wearing a condom? And I don't think that we have a really clear answer on what her position is.